is Mercury Mahadesha. So before we understand Mercury Mahadesha, so we need to understand what is Mercury. So what are all the important significations, energies, influences Mercury brings to an individual based on his position in the natal chart. And also, as I mentioned in my previous video, Mercury Mahadasha basically it's a bridge between Saturn Mahadasha and Ketu Mahadasha. So Mercury is known for intelligence, communication, trade, commerce, accounting, enemies, debts, diseases, infertility, because Mercury owns two barren signs. Actually, there are three barren signs: Gemini, Leo, and Virgo, out of which the two signs, Gemini and Virgo, are ruled by Mercury. So, in a woman's chart, if fifth cusp happens to be, the fifth house happens to be Gemini or Virgo with a malefic aspect, so it is very difficult for that woman to have a child. With Jupiter aspect, so there could be adoption if 8th house is also involved. Mercury is a neutral planet, so first we need to understand the evolution of Mercury, how he evolved. So as per Vedic text, Jupiter's wife Tara, so basically she fed up with Jupiter because Jupiter is a divine guidance. He has many people, students around him, so he keeps on preaching, training them, and he has very less time to spend with his wife. And Tara is actually very much concerned that, my husband is a god for many people, but he never takes care of me, he never gives me time. So the moon, who is actually representation of mind, could understand Tara's situation, and he basically seduces her, abducts her. So basically, I don't say it's abducting. So Tara actually went with, eloped with Mercury on her own accord, because she found moon romantic, loving, caring kind of person that she didn't see in her husband Jupiter. So then for moon and Tara, this Mercury was born. So Mercury is a illegitimate child of moon. So basically, like moon requested Jupiter to accept him as a child, but Jupiter denied. So Mercury, that's why Mercury doesn't like moon. So my father did something wrong, and because of which I evolved. I was born. I am known for intelligence, the consciousness of, what is righteous thing, what is not righteous thing. And before my arrival, so it didn't exist in the universe. So I am proud of myself. I am significant for Buddhi, which gives the consciousness what is right, what is wrong. So my father did this wrong thing, and that's why the divine guru didn't accept me as a son. Okay, that's okay. I don't have rivalry with Jupiter. I would accept him. He's my neutral. But moon is my enemy. If you see other way, moon always loves Mercury. He pampers him. So for moon, Mercury is friend. For Mercury, moon is enemy. So that's why understanding people's mind is the most difficult, challenging thing forever. Because mind and intelligence, they always contradict with each other. Mind okays intelligence, but intelligence won't accept mind. So Buddhi and this Manas, Man, say both have these two contra qualities. So that's why Mercury emerged as a neutral planet. That's why he does well with any planet. The negative side of it is such an energy. If it is afflicted with malefic planets, he produces miserable results. Especially like if seventh lord happens to be Mercury, is afflicted with malefic planets like Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu, then this guy or a woman goes after partners out of their marriage. Because Mercury is neutral, so this planet creates such an energy that the guy or woman is never happy with what they have. They want to try something different. That's what the energy of Mercury is. It's quite complex to understand. Mercury in a guy's chart with Jupiter in bad state and Venus in Vakri retro, a debilitated Mercury with malefic ill planets aspects can make an individual turn into a gay. In a woman's chart, an afflicted Mercury with Mars debilitated and Jupiter not in good dignity and Venus is very strong, makes a woman a lesbian. So Mercury plays key role in producing these kind of unique things. So I mean to say the sexual orientation, Mercury is a significator for that. And the one specialty about Mercury is he is friend to Sun and as well Saturn. In fact, Sun and Saturn are bitter enemies. But both of them, they go very well with Mercury. That's why Mercury is a communicator between Sun's energy and Saturn's energy that everybody needs. Because without Mercury, they could not leverage or turn the animosity between Sun and Saturn into their opportunity. So that's the key role of Mercury. Mercury plays a key role in individual's chart. And Mercury, because has this weird nature, he wants to barren signs, usually men. So they come across this impotency during Mercury Mahadesha, if Mercury is afflicted. And women, they happen to face these infertility issues. If their fifth house happen to be the barren sign, which is signs of Mercury, without a benefic aspect. This is another suffering Mercury can bring in one's life, in marital life. And afflicted Mercury connected to 7th house makes a woman or a man go out of their relationship, low moral, unethical. So it's like, if you understand clearly, so Mercury's energy is more of like a Rahu's energy. Even though it is not a shadow planet, but if afflicted, it can become worse. So in anybody's chart, for Mercury to give good results, irrespective of ascendant, Mercury has to be alone. If Mercury were to conjunct, he has to only conjunct Jupiter and not any other planet. Even though Venus is a good best friend of Mercury, Venus conjunction is good for art, entertainment, but it has a different issues. If that conjunction happens in Dustanas, the The only exception about Mercury's conjunction is like the last video I did, the Nipuna Yoga, Bhudachi Yoga, where Mercury has to be ahead of Sun. Else, Mercury will be again afflicted if Sun leads Mercury in this conjunction. So guys, if you have Mercury afflicted in your Rashi or Navamsha, make sure you do some remediation. Else, like Mercury can bring miserable, weird things in your life. So whoever runs Mercury Mahadesha, so they definitely see these kind of significations of Mercury. Having a illegitimate child, having extramarital affairs, not happy with spouse, looking outside marriage, and the potency of individual men is questioned during Mercury Mahadesha. They become impotent if Mercury is in certain positions in barren signs, or it won't receive benefic planets aspect. If Mercury conjunct Mars, it is going to give miserable results, because these two are kind of the energies actually they don't go well, because Mars is he doesn't have brains, he's a commander, he's known for initiation energy. But Mercury is more of mind, intelligence. So mind and physical, they can't go hand in hand. It can make a person short-tempered, harsh, abusive kind of mindset, because the communication is basically kind of afflicted with the Mars aggression. They talk anything, they talk rubbish. And they often face issues, either it could be in relationships or marital life. And Mercury Mars conjunction can make a person go after other women outside their marriage, because Mars is sex drive and Mercury is explorer. People running Mercury Mahadesha, they are said to be doing very well in the areas of finance, business communication, accounting, trading, and doctors, healers, merchants. So people, it is likely that they have two professions, parallel professions, who run Mercury Dasha. Like, for example, a person is doing a job in an MNC company at the same time, is a very good trader. He builds portfolios. Or a person might be doing two businesses at the same time. Or 3, 4, 5 businesses. That is only because of Mercury. Because Mercury owns two dual signs. Mercury is good for everything. It gives you name, fame, lot of money, success in life. But if it is afflicted, infertility, impotency, extramarital relationships, it can produce gays, lasciviousness. Afflicted Mercury could produce extreme weird kind of personalities. So wherever Mercury is positioned, Jupiter aspect or relation to Jupiter is essential, especially when Mercury is afflicted. If Mercury is in 12th house and he is afflicted, what happens? This guy does all hidden communication. And if it receives Mars aspect, abuse. He does abuse. And it is happening in 12th house, so which is house of hidden. Nobody knows that he is doing all this. So afflicted Mercury in 12th house misuses his communication skills. So Mercury Mahadasha is very good provided Mercury doesn't have these afflictions. So certainly for most of the people, 50 to 70% of people, somehow in their Navamsha, Dashamsha, Rashi, it is likely that Mercury is afflicted. So they need to remediate to suppress the negative effects of Mercury so that Mercury is pure from afflictions. And Mercury is a maternal uncle. So maternal uncle he gets into limelight during Mercury Mahadasha. And Mercury is a natural 6th house lord and 3rd house lord. So debts, enemies, diseases. These are the 3 things the person deals with during Mercury Mahadasha. So if Mercury is afflicted with Mars in 7th house, that makes the person's wife a dominant kind of personality. Very harsh, very intelligent, tactic. Mercury with Moon in 7th house, his wife is beautiful, intelligent, submissive kind. She is not dominant. Mercury in 10th house makes a person dynamic, successful in enterprise through his communication, trading, financial management, commerce, in these areas. So people having multiple professions at a time and making multiple sources of income is because of Mercury. And it happens during Mercury Mahadasha. Mercury with in conjunction with Saturn, malefic Saturn, can make a person suffering from stammering, would not speak well because Saturn blocks communication. Mercury is the one who always wants to communicate. So because why Mercury Mahadasha is the intersection of Saturn Mahadasha and Ketu Mahadasha is a transition time. So what does Saturn do in his dasha? Saturn blocks you. It won't allow you to communicate. Saturn keeps you in isolation. Saturn restricts you, impose many rules, restrictions on you. So Saturn keeps your mouth shut. Now the doors of communication is open with Mercury Mahadasha. But the learning that you have is, if you speak something rubbish, what would be the consequences? That's the conscious one need to have. Then they can avoid many issues during Mercury Mahadasha. The learning that an individual had in Saturn Mahadasha, that is basically brought into Mercury Mahadasha, and they have to understand it and apply it. That's why these dashas are divided in such a way that these planets work in this order. Because Mercury is extremicity, weird. So you go through all these weird things if Mercury is afflicted. So you transition into Ketu. What is Ketu? Neutral, another neutral energy, a tamasic energy. No action because you fed up with everything. Your vitality was questioned. Your nature, character was questioned during Mercury Mahadesha. You made a lot of money with your skills, but they're of no use for you because you don't have interest anymore in making money. You don't want to even enjoy that. That's the kind of state you end up in Ketu. Because Ketu is a realization, Ketu is past. Whatever you did in Mercury Mahadesha is the result that you see in Ketu Mahadesha. So Mercury Mahadesha is very important. A person who has a successful Mercury Mahadesha, it means that he learned many things out of the mistakes that he did in Saturn Mahadesha, and he is not repeating those mistakes. He is properly using his communication, his skills, and he is channelizing Mercury's energy in a proper way. He remediated Mercury so that it doesn't produce any weird kind of results. Then Ketu will bless that person. Ketu will show these people the truth. So Saturn Mahadesha, problem with communication. Mercury Mahadesha, communication is a key during this dasha. And Ketu, no communication, no action. So if you were to make money through multiple professions, you were to talk to broader audience, socializing, networking, want to do a channel like YouTube channel, then Mercury Dasha is a most prominent Dasha for you to leverage. Because Ketu is a mere realization based on what you did in your past. Like for Ketu, the past is Mercury, for Mercury, the past is Saturn. So friends, this is my analysis about Mercury Mahadesha. I would like to talk more, but I want to make the video like as concise as possible so that people don't need to spend hours of time and they can quickly grasp some important aspects of Mercury. Hope this video helped you in understanding few aspects of Mercury. If you like the video, please click on like button and also subscribe to my video. Thank you very much.